Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another PlayStation recommendation. And this time I'm going to be talking about Tobal, which was a fighting game that came out by Square Enix that had the design concepts of the one and only Akira Toriyama. And you are going to be watching gameplay of a game that was released by Square Enix that was also has character design concepts by Akira Toriyama. Mostly because I don't have Tobal. I've never had it. I've never played it. But I've known about it for years. I wanted to play it. There are actually two games. One came out in the US that was Tobal number 1. And then Tobal number 2 came out in Japan and never got localized. But it was legitimately, it was like one of the first fighting games, if not the first fighting game, that had an adventure system in it. Like, and it predates the one that happened in the Tekken series with Tekken Force. I think it was Tekken Force, and then there was another one, which that didn't start until Tekken 3, and I think the first form of it was a beat 'em up, and then Tekken 4, you had the little adventure game that you played with Jin. No, that was Tekken 5. Not Tekken 4, it was Tekken 5, I believe. So Tobal had those concepts already ingrained in it, where you had your little arena-based setup that you fought in, and then once you beat your opponent, you could explore the area you were in. So I would love to see that concept revisited. I would love to see Tobal 1 and 2 remastered for the PS4 and PS5, so that people could actually get their hands on it and like they can get to enjoy it. But like, especially for people that didn't even know this game existed, or people that weren't around to be able to play it back then. Me personally, I would want to get my hands on it. I've just never played it. I've never played the Tobal game. I've wanted to for a long time, and there hasn't been an opportunity for me to do so because finding that game has been difficult as heck. Unless I were to try to go down the emulation route, then I probably could find it. But I've never played them. And I'm pretty sure I would enjoy them. I mean, artistically, the styling wasn't all that great back then, but they were also early PS1 titles. So there's not much that can be said about them as far as like the design goes. Like they were clean from what I could see of them from the different screenshots I've seen and the gameplay footage I've seen. And I think that this would be a worthwhile series to bring back for PlayStation. If Sony could talk Square Enix into it, it would be a good idea. And this was when it was Squaresoft and Enix were separate. So Squaresoft was the side that owned this. Again, it had the flair and concept of Dragon Ball, but it was also a fighting game, and it played, from what I could tell, very similar to either Tekken or Virtual Fighter. Again, haven't played it myself to be able to confirm that. But just from the looks of it, that's what I could say. And I'm thinking, why not? Like, it would be one of those things where they could remake both games, put them out as a dual compilation, and then possibly at some point, maybe a third game, if they could generate interest off the first two. I know outside of Japan, this definitely would probably be something that could pick up. And there's an opportunity to revive these characters that no one really knows about. So why not go for it? And it was only on PlayStation. Not saying it has to only be on PlayStation, but if we're keeping continuity here, then it should stick with the PlayStation brand, unless, somebody else decides that they're going to go ahead and swoop in and pick it up. Either way, I think that this is something that needs to see a refresh. This is something that needs to be brought back, given to audiences again, and for people to be able to have a chance to play the game that actually inspired some of the stuff that happens in the Tekken series. I like the idea of having a fighting game where you can square up and have a one-on-one fight with somebody, and it still play like a traditional fighting game in that sense. But then you have an adventure mode outside of that, or a mode that blends the two, like what Tobal did. I would love to see that again. Like, and I think it could be a lot of fun. It could be interesting. Hell, you could even have an online mode where people have to take on individual fights. There's a lot of stuff that they could do with this concept. There's a lot of different directions that they could go. Like, and I have so many thoughts in my head that would work. I'm just sitting here like, man, come on, y'all got to do something with this. Y'all can't let this just sit by the wayside and go to waste. Come on, do something with it. Like, because this is an IP that would probably take off nowadays, especially with how everybody has a fetish for Dragon Ball now. Why not? Why not go ahead and do it? Again, it's just me thinking about it, but like, it's up to Square. It's basically, I think it's really just truly up to Square Enix to bring the game back. But I think for the sake of where it originally started, go back to PlayStation. At least test the waters with PlayStation, if nothing else. But that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for listening. Give me eyes. Ugh, got tongue tied there. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games, everybody, and peace out.